What up guys, Theo here. Welcome to another exciting video tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how to implement animations using a CSS variable. Here we have a div with a wrapper class, and here we have the wrapper that is just giving this dark color, and we have this pointer that is in this orange color. So this is the CS that we are using here. So um, I just create pointer that is a div. I put the class pointer and then I append to the wrapper that is this purple background. So what I want to do is I want to make that this orange div is going to follow the mouse all the time. And how we can do that? Well, first, when we implement on pointer move, we can capture the position of the mouse very easily using client. So I'm going to show you. If we want to capture the X and Y, we can do it by extracting from the event the client X, and in this case, from the event, extracting the client Y. Come on, okay, cool. So now you can see in the console, we are capturing the X and Y position. But how we can transmit this data into the CSS? Very simple. We're going to create variables. So there are two ways to create variables. The first one is make it global. So if we want to make global variables, we can create just a root, and here we can declare our variable that is going to be mouse X, and let's say 0. Let's initialize 0. Then we have mouse Y. We initialize 0. Okay. So now we declare our variables. How we can use these variables? Well, here, for example, left is going to handle all these X axis, and top is going to handle the Y axis. So I want to replace this. And the way we use the variables is calling var. So var, and then we put the variable. As you can see, we already did that. And let's do it the same here. Var y. So excellent. Now our div is here, as you can see, is using the variable that we define. So, but this is a global variable. The other way that we can declare the variables is inside of the element that we want to use. For example, here. And in this case, this variable is going to be locally, only going to work here and in the childs. So for example, if we declare in the wrapper, that is, you see the wrapper is the parent of pointer. So if I declare the variable here, you're going to see that is working perfectly. So because we want this to be locally, let's just declare inside of the pointer. And now we can modify. How we can modify? Well, I'm going to show you. First, we select our pointer element, and we're going to use style. From the style, we're going to set properties, and as you were thinking exactly, we're going to put the variable that we defined, mouse X. And the parameter that we're going to give is going to be always a string. When you use set properties, the second parameter is going to be a string. So let's use the event client X. And we have to put here a unit. And we want this in pixels. So what is going to happen now is that this div is going to follow in the x-axis to my mouse. So let's do the same for the y-axis. We duplicate. Let's put y, and we change this by y. As you can see, very simple. We create a cool effect. But some people might ask, oh, I can do the same, just I don't need to use variables. I can directly modify left and top using the style. That is correct. we can do that way. But now I'm going to show you why this is kind of cool. As you can see, these variables are some kind of data we want to send to these classes to handle. So let's make an animation that we're going to have dots here. And every dot that is going to appear, we're going to have 16 dots. And when we put the mouse on this region, the dots are going to appear from left to right, and they're going to start to increase, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They will appear. And when you remove the mouse, they're going to disappear from the bottom part to the top part. Okay, let's do this kind of effect. In order to do this, what we're going to need? Okay, first we need to declare. We are not going to need this pointer because we're going to use dots. So let's create dots. That is going to be the holder, and then let's create for each dot in this array, let's create one element. So the way we can do that is using a for each. Okay, so dots for each, and we're going to define two components. The first is going to be the dot, and the other is going to be the index. We can use E or index. I prefer to use index like this. Let's create a dot. So instead of dot, this is going to be an element, and here is going to be a dot. Perfect. So as you can see here, we create dots, and we need to append the dot to the dots. So when we append this, here we have the div element. As you can see, dots is a grid, and it's a grid that is 4 by 4, and we decided that the height and width is going to be 200 for both. For the dot element, what we say is the height is going to be 100%, width 100%, and it's going to be orange. A border radius is making that they are circles, and this basic transform is just scaling. Every time that we put the mouse, it's going to scale from 0 to 1. And we are using the cubic baser that is making grow from the center, as you can see, from the center to the 100% size. Okay, cool. So how we can use variables to make a cool animation. As I told you, what I want to do is I want to, every time that I put the mouse on, I want to show this, then this one, then this one, then this one, then this one, then this one. And when I remove this, I want to disappear everything from here to here, like in this direction. How we can do that effect? Okay, the way we can do that is, yeah, exactly, using variables. So let's create two variables. One is going to be the length, is going to be 0. Okay, to initialize, and the index also, and the index is going to be 0. So as I told you, the definition of the variable can be independent and also can be local. So this variable is going to be available for dots and dot, and this variable is only going to be available for dot. Okay. So let's modify this. Here, let's initialize the dots. Start, set property, length, and as I told you before, it has to be a string. So let's put dot length dots length. Cool. And let's do the same here. It's going to be index, and here is going to be index. Cool. So if you see here, we have the wrapper, we have the dots. Now the length is 16, and every dot has the index. Okay, perfect. So what I want to do now, I want to add some delay. How we can add some delay? Well, here, let's add a transition delay. let let's let's make a calculation. Very simple. We're going to add 40 milliseconds of delay based on the index. Okay, so we have bar, and let's add the index. So what is going to happen is it's going to appear first this one, then this one, then this one, as you can see. Okay, we can add like 100 milliseconds so you can see more clearly. So it's first, second. Okay, cool. But the other thing that we want is that at the moment that we remove this, I want to disappear this element first and in this direction. How we can do that? Well, very simple. We add another transition delay here, and we're going to make a calculation. And it's going to be again saying 40 milliseconds. And let's this time let's use bar, and we're going to use the length 16 minus the index. Exactly. So we have the index here. Cool. So what is going to happen now is when I remove the hover, the first one to disappear is going to be this one, because it's 16 minus 16, so 0, 0 delay. So you can see immediately it will disappear. And this one, that is 0 minus 16, is going to be 16, 16 by 40. So it's going to be delayed 40 by 16. So that's all, guys. I hope you enjoy. As you can see, we made this very cool animation, just adding two variables, one for the index and one for the length of elements that we have. So if you like this video, please give me a thumb up, subscribe. That is going to help me to create more content for you. So see you next time, guys, and thank you for watching.